think it's going to be very, very tight, but my fingers are crossed. What's left of them, I've been biting my nails right up to my elbow, but hopefully we can win it today and maybe get back up to the Conference Premier where we belong.
3-0.
Oh, I think it'll be 3-2 to Telford.
Chris Hudson alongside me. He's got his suit on, he's got his nice tie on as well. This is a big occasion, Chris, isn't it?
Massive. This is the biggest home game that AFC Telford have played since that Kendall playoff final in 2005, and today is such a huge day for the club. The chance, as you say, to get back to where so many people feel they belong. You have to earn the right, though. Telford are potentially 90 minutes away from doing that.
Here we go, we're underway, straight away. Telford half kick-off, a roar from the crowd. And Telford kicking from our left to right. Telford playing in their white shirts, black shorts and black socks, against Guiseley from North Yorkshire in their yellow shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. And Guiseley bring the ball away from their own penalty area. We'll recap the two starting 11s for you, but Mills has nicked it. He takes it to the byline and he gets a corner straight away for Telford. And the first 5-10 minutes are going to be really important here, Chris, for Telford. If they get off to a good start, they can put Guiseley on the back foot. They take the corner short. It's on the left wing to Newton, the left back, looking to take it forward. And it's going to be a goal kick in the end. A ricochet off Payton, then back off Newton. and it's going to be a goal kick for Guiseley. Also in our commentary team today is the former AFC Telford United legend Sean Parrish as well, so we'll be getting his views during the game to find out what he sees is going on the pitch. Telford just 90 minutes away from possibly returning to their natural home, the Blue Square Premier, the Football Conference. And now it's Rogers with a header in the centre circle. Up to Brown, the striker. Holds it off, flicks it through to Traynor. Traynor down the left channel, shoots from distance. It's gone high and wide, but Traynor does like to shoot from that distance. Remember, Telford kicking from our left to right, and it is a packed house here at the Bucks Head. Well, the starting 11s are Ryan Young in goal, right back is Will Salmon, left back is Sean Newton. In the centre of defence is Stuart Whitehead, who is part of the Telford United team when the club went out of business in 2004. What a story that would be for him. Alongside him, Shane Killock. Just hesitate for a moment, because here comes Guiseley now with Boschel, the experienced midfielder. Plays it through to Darren Stamp. Stamp's pass goes astray towards the edge of the Telford penalty area, and Will Salmon clears it into the Guiseley half. In midfield for Telford then, Carl Rogers in a holding role. In front of him, Phil Traynor, who's returned from a family wedding in Cuba to come back for this game. On the left wing is Greg Mills, and right midfield John Adams, who scored last week against Nuneaton in the playoff semi-final. Up front, the former Wolves striker Adam Proudlock, and alongside him the joint top goal scorer Andy Brown with his very bright orange boots on. Very easy to pick out. Here's a free kick for Guiseley in front of the halfway line. Diagonal ball from left to right, and Guiseley win it. It's up towards Stamp, but it's intercepted by Rogers in front of the penalty area. He looks to release Brown on the halfway line. Here come Guiseley though. A chance for the number 11, Gavin Rothery, to put some pressure on Shane Killock. Killock, Telford's young captain, gets his side a throw in front of the Jack Bentley East Terrace. So Chris, the opening stages, it's like a game of chess at this stage, isn't it?
Yeah, two teams clearly wanting to settle down, a big atmosphere and a big pressure on both sets of players out here. And Telford, arguably, they've got more pressure on them in front of their own fans, and so many of them as well. So good that they've settled pretty well.
Here's Stamp again, holds it up in the penalty area. The Yorkshire side looks to pass it back, appeals of handball from Walsall. No other Guiseley players join in with that, but Telford making a meal of clearing this one. Newton gets the tackle in, but still not cleared properly. Cross on the right wing, comes out to Walsall on his back post, takes it out of the area. He's tackled by Salmon. Now here's the dangerous Warren Payton, who chips it through to Walsall again. Guiseley, this is a good move by them, but Traynor nips in, and he gets the tackle in, pickpocket style. Here's Salmon, the right back, on the halfway line. Forward to the feet of Proudlock. Both teams look nervous. And now here's John Adams, the number 11. You heard from his mom in the build-up. First time she's come to watch him play in a Telford shirt in nearly 4 years. Here's Salmon to Proudlock down the right channel, looking to get a cross in. It's a lovely ball. Brown with the header, and it's wide. Good move back, Chris, down the right channel.
Lovely football from Telford there, really knocking the ball about. Started with John Adams looking ice cool there, absolutely ice cool, just in the middle of the park. Spread it out, Proudlock and Salmon combining nicely. Lovely cross from Proudlock, and Andy Brown did everything right, just couldn't quite keep his header on target.
0-0 then between Telford and Guiseley. This Blue Square Bet North playoff final. The winners get to dine at the top table of non-league football come 5:30 tonight against the likes of possibly Luton, Wimbledon, Grimsby, Stockport County, Lincoln City. Arguably, Chris, one of the strongest times the conference has ever had, really, with the teams you can see in there.
Yeah, well, automatic promotion from the Football League, and relegation, of course, has really changed things, and so many ex-league clubs now in that division. It's getting tougher and tougher in there, so it'd be a real challenge if Telford could get up, but one they'll be, I'm sure, wanting to take on and embrace.
Telford only one change to their team then. Killock's given away a free kick in front of his own dugout on that far side. You can see the Telford flags fluttering in the wind, hanging out the windows of the learning centre here at the Bucks Head. But a free kick here for the away side. It's going to be taken by Ryan Toulson. He's got Warren Payton square, and Payton normally takes these free kicks, but he's leaving it for the right back on this occasion. Plenty of movement on the edge of the penalty area for Telford, and he kicks it in, headed away by Newton. only as far as Boschall, and he slipped over and he did well to get it forward. But now Whitehead looks to release Adams down the right wing, who nipped in behind Boschall after he slipped. But the ball goes out of play. It's a throw in for Guiseley. Telford in white shirts, then black shorts and black socks. Guiseley in their yellow shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. And the game is live here on BBC Radio Shropshire on 96 FM, on DAB Digital and online at bbc.co.uk/Shropshire. Here's Tolson, the right back, who fancies a shot from distance. And I'll tell you what, it's a shot which comes out of our book, that one, Chris. High and wide.
Yeah, Telford will be happy to see shots like that all afternoon long. Dryden Young's not going to be troubled by efforts like that.
Well, it's tense, isn't it, the atmosphere? We've had 4 seasons pretty much in this blue square Bet North. Telford, the biggest club in it, but haven't quite made it, have they, on 2 occasions? Lost out to Barrow in 2007-8 season in the semi-final. Lost out to Gateshead in the final. Here's Traynor. Traynor wins it on the edge of the area to Adams. Shoots! Oh, it's a great save from Trent. John Adams with a flash shot on the edge of the area. He got it on target, that's all you can ask him to do. And Stephen Drench has stopped his side from going 1-0 down very early in this game. 7 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Shropshire with me, Nick Southall, and Chris Hudson from a Shropshire Star alongside me. Corner for Telford. Newton takes it left-footed, headed away, only as far as Mills. Mills drills it. Brown looks to flick it back through, and it's cleared by Stamp. And look how Guiseley are defending here. They've got nobody on the halfway line. They're sitting very deep again as Whitehead floats it from left to right. On this occasion, Dave Merris, a left-back, one of the smaller players on the pitch, wins the header. Now Warshaw gives it away in the centre circle for Guiseley. Then Rogers does for Telford. Signs of nerves. The Guiseley team, Stephen Drench in goal, Ryan Tolson is right back, Dave Merris is left back, Simon Ainge and Baldry in defence. Then you have Danny Ellis, Warren Payton in midfield, Gavin Rothery on the left wing. And then up front, you've got Darren Stamp and James Warshaw. Now, Telford break again. Brown keeps it in next to the players' tunnel on this near side. On Telford's right, throw in for the Bucks, Chris.
Yeah, they're doing a good spell from Telford here, knocking it around nicely and definitely causing problems for Guiseley, asking their defence questions.
It's going to be Will Salmon with his hair tied back, one of the more fashionable footballers up towards the near post. Payton wins the header. Salmon heads it back in towards the back post. Traynor gets a shove in the back. It's a penalty! Penalty for Telford. Blatant push in the back on Phil Traynor. And now, I tell you what, a way to settle the nerves here. Telford are being awarded a penalty. It seemed a blatant push. 9 minutes gone. What was your take on that then, Chris?
There are a couple of players on Traynor's back there. Looked a clear penalty, and I don't think there could be any complaints really from Guiseley. What a chance for Telford to settle their nerves here. Sean Newton, he's taken the last 2 and buried them. Let's hope he can keep that record up. Sean
Newton scored in the playoff semi-final, second leg here at the Bucks Head last week, to help Telford get through to this final. Now Sean Newton, the former Barrow man, who had a disappointing season last year, but his confidence has been renewed by the manager Andy Sinton. Can he put Telford ahead here? He glances at the referee, he steps forward. Oh, Sean Newton has scored! The keeper went the right way, but he can't stop it from going in. But first blow is to Telford. And Telford have got off to a tremendous start here at the Bucks Head. It's Telford 1, Guiseley 0 in this Blue Square Bet North playoff final.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, that was not the best penalty from Sean Newton, and Stephen Drench was just inches from getting a hand to that, but thankfully for Telford, he didn't get there. 1-0 dream start. Telford have got something to hold on to.
Absolutely dream start for AFC Telford United. A goal, a penalty from Sean Newton after 9 minutes here at the Bucks Head. It was a blatant push on Traynor. The header from Will Salmon was a good one. He got plenty underneath it towards that back post from his right wing. Now here come Guiseley, looking to get a goal straight away. Sometimes this is when teams are most vulnerable, really, and Telford have to defend here. Here's Traynor kicking it out of play, and Guiseley have a throw-in on that far right-hand side. 10 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Shropshire. With me, Nick Southall, Chris Hudson, the former Telford legend Sean Parrish with us in the commentary box as well. We'll get his thoughts in a second. Rogers heads it away from this throw-in up towards the halfway line. Well, what a start this has been for Telford. They're looking to get back into the top flight of non-league football. Big kick from our keeper Drench up towards the edge of the Telford area. Now here comes Boschel with number 8. Takes it out wide on this left wing. Drops it back for Warren Payton. Payton dinks it in, headed away by Newton. And now Telford finding plenty of room in this midfield. Brown carrying it forward, the former Nuneaton striker. Taking it down the left channel. He runs straight into the defender. And now Guiseley kick it up towards the halfway line. Well, who would have thought it, Chris? Telford getting an early goal like that.
Just what they wanted, but I'll tell you what, Fraser Sinton said to me before the semi-finals of prize now, really is a time for cool heads here for the Bucks. They can't get carried away, a long way to go. They've got the lead they wanted, but they've got to concentrate now and not make any mistakes.
Well, Telford are leading by 1-0. Also in the commentary box here is Sean Parrish, and Sean, well, what a dream start for Telford.
Yeah, fantastic start, but I can see further goals in this game. The game's quite open at the moment, and fair play to guys, they're not afraid to get it down the floor, and they're a decent football inside. Just a bit of a mistake, no need to push him, just hoping the referee doesn't even it up on in the opposite box next time the ball comes in the box.
Adams, a nice slick pass into Pradlock on the right edge of the penalty area. Cross from Trainer, too close to the keeper, is it? Oh, Rogers nips in, no foul. Pradlock to the back post, Mills brings it down, shoots, and he puts it over. That was a good opportunity for Telford to double their lead. Greg Mills bringing it under control with his thigh, then the shot going over the bar, and it's been a very good start indeed. You heard there Sean Parrish, he was part of the side, the Telford team, that helped get promotion after the club went out of business. They reformed as AFC Telford United, and Sean scored that important goal, Chris, didn't he, in that promotion, the first promotion for the new club.
Yeah, I think one of the most exultant celebrations I've ever seen, that one. An iconic photo of Sean with his arms wide open with about half the Telford team chasing after him.
Against Kendall, of course. Now here comes Trainer through the centre circle. Out to Pradlock on this right wing. Telford full steam ahead. Pradlock's cross into the hands of Drenchford. Needed a runner just towards that penalty spot. The keeper read it well. And Drench, the man who started off his career with Blackburn Rovers, well, he nearly stopped the penalty from going in. He went the right way, and for a moment I thought he may have just tipped it around the post.
Yeah, by Sean Newton's standards, not that much power behind it, so the keeper having gone the right way, he did get close.
Now here's Adams on the halfway line, passes it square to the right back, Will Salmon. Salmon looks up and just waits, and now it's a lovely run from Mills, who switches from left to right. Mills with a cross, Adams gets it under control, back out to Mills. Super skills there from Adams to get it under control first of all, because it was going slightly behind him. Now Telford defending well on the halfway line. Here's Trainer now. Live coverage here on 96 FM, BBC Radio Shropshire, the home of AFC Telford United. We've been with the Bucks all the way through since they restarted back in 2004. You would have heard the moving stories of the fans and everybody involved as well in the build-up to this game on the breakfast show during the week as well. And listening through to that archive audio, Chris, it was quite moving actually to hear some of the fans who are surely going to be here today when they thought the club was going to go out of existence. Free kick here for Telford though on the halfway line. Newton floats it in, Ainge heads it away, Adams with a shot. He sliced it, but it's blocked on its way through by the former Oldham and Grimsby man, and it's going to be a corner. It's Chelsea 2, Newcastle 1 in the Premier League. Alex has scored for Ancelotti's side. We'll keep you up to date with all the other scores around the country as well. Well, a corner then for the Bucks on this near side. Newton with his green boots on will take it. Left-footed, he'll swing this one in. Now movements from Rogers on the back post. It's up towards Trainer. It's into the side netting. And Trainer with a bullet header really, but a push from Trainer on that occasion. Quite ironic really, Chris, because it was Trainer that was pushed for the penalty. Telford 1, Guiseley 0. Well, what a dream start. The goal coming after 9 minutes. Penalty converted by Sean Newton. who has been one of the players of the season. Now here comes Bushell, the number 10, down his left wing. It's cleared by Killock. Back out to Bushell. He'll watch it out to play. And now it's going to be a throw in here for the Yorkshire side. Throws it back to Bushell. And now here's Merris for left back. Nutmegs with Andy Brown, just threads it through his legs. Proudlock working hard up front across the two centre halves. But now here's a possible chance for Stamp. Super challenge from Whitehead. Out to the right corner of a penalty area. Cross to the back post. Salmon away. Only as far as Stamp. Chests it down. Still Darren Stamp. An acute angle. He slips at the wrong moment. And Telford will be able to bring this one away. Darren Stamp, who is part of that Gateshead squad which beat Telford 1-0 in the playoff final up in the North East in 2009. Wayne Phillips scoring 8 minutes from time from a free kick. And Telford want to banish those memories. They want to make it, Chris, third time lucky in the playoffs in these Blue Square Bet North League.
Yeah, one goal was enough to settle that one in 2009. What Telford fans would take right now to be told that one goal's settling this one as well, because they've already got that goal, they're in the lead, and they want Nick. It's just 80 minutes away now from a place in the Blue Square Premier. It's
a packed house here at the Buckset for this final. But I tell you what, there's still a lot of tension and a lot of nerves, aren't there, Chris? One thing which Sean mentioned, which was quite right, is the fact that it's an open game, and we know Guiseley do play like that. I've seen the videos back of the two games which Telford have beaten them in, 1-0 here and 3-0 there at Guiseley, at Nevermore. But they are quite open, aren't they? They like to attack, but they do sometimes leave a bit of space in their midfield, leave the back four exposed, and especially down the flanks as well.
Yeah, they're packed with quality. They're a decent outfit. They're in the playoffs for a reason. And the time Telford beat them 3-0, they were going through a little bit of a dip, but they've actually, until today, gone one defeat in their last 14 to reach the playoff final. So they found some form. They're not going to be an easy side to knock away, and I certainly think they'll feel they're still in this game.
Well, it's with the keeper, Drench, who kicks it out of his own penalty area. Now propels it forward. Whitehead wins the header. Payton goes down, claiming that he was fouled by John Adams. No free kick, says the referee, who's Mr. England. And now Ryan Young has the ball in his hands. It's a big kick straight down the middle from the Telford number 1. It's gone skied in the air. Trainer trying to get underneath it. Trainer, who's flown back from Cuba from a family wedding to be here today. He missed the second leg of the playoff semi-final last Sunday, which Telford beat Nuneaton in to book their place in this final. Guiseley managed to beat Boston last week. That game went to penalties, Chris. Do you think that may have an impact on them? I know there's been a week in between, but do you think it will take anything out of them going through that both physically and mentally?
I'd like to hope so, but I don't think so, to be honest. As you say, they have had a week to recover, and I'm sure adrenaline alone is going to keep you running in a playoff final. Their manager is Steve Kittrick, who you would have heard on the Adam and Vicky show on BBC Radio Shropshire on Friday afternoon. He knows that it's difficult coming here to a full house at the Bucks Head. He asked the referee to be strong. Now here's Whitehead looking to clear it out of the penalty area. A number of players slipping over here. The parts of the pitch are just starting to cut up as well. The Bucks will have a throw in on this near side next to the corner flag. And the right back, Ward Salmon, will wait to take it. Well, the Telford manager, Andy Sinton, with his hands on his hips over there on the opposite side on the technical area. His assistant Darren Reed next to him. The first team coach John Pizarros there as well. Andy Sinton in his first year in charge. Watching on. Here's Proudlock, the former Wolves man, down the line. Mills putting pressure on the centre-back, who passes it square to Toulson across the face of his own penalty area. Toulson does deal with it and gets it back into the Telford half, but it's not to a yellow shirt. Telford kicking from our left to right, and they're leading by 1-0. A penalty from Sean Newton after 9 minutes. Now Dave Merris comes forward, the former York City and Rotherham United player. Plenty of experience for him. Quite a number of these players experienced with Yorkshire League teams. Good cross to the back post. Payton with the header. Cleared by Whitehead from the dead ball line. Newton was claiming that he was fouled in that move. The referee said no. Now here's Brown against Simon Ainge, the captain for Guiseley. Brown brings it under control. Now he's looking for options here. The Telford centre forward.
The Bucks have it on its right-hand side. Very nervous times here for the fans around us. Rogers can't get it under control. Killock comes to his rescue for the Bucks, and Killock floats it in from left to right into that right channel. Nobody there though, and it runs out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, shame though. I think actually Adam Proudlock might have made the wrong decision there. Phil Traynor had made a super run. There seemed to be space to play the pass, but he went backwards for Cole Rogers, and the move rather went downhill from there. 21
minutes gone of this first half then. Telford 1, Guiseley 0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire, the home of AFC Telford United, 96 FM. Now here's Boschel to Stamp. Cleared by Newton in front of his own penalty area for Telford. Straight out to play below our commentary position. And about 10 or 15 yards past the halfway line here inside the Guiseley half. So a throw in for Merris. And now he waits for options down the line. It's Walshaw who heads it on. Clashes with Adams, who falls awkwardly. It's a fair challenge from Walshaw, but Adams just fell slightly awkwardly there. You would have heard from Jane Adams, his mom, before the game, who's a hospital chaplain in West Bromwich. And she's never seen John play in the Telford shirt. She always listens to us online, me and you, Chris, for the Telford commentaries, but never been here before. But what an occasion for her to come today, this final.
Her son's played a full part so far as well. He's been a really Telford star of the playoffs. We gave him man of the match in both legs against Nuneaton, and I'm sure he'll be a contender again this afternoon.
The Telford manager Andy Sinton told me as well on Thursday that if Telford did win promotion into the conference, it would be up there on par with playing for England. He played for England 12 times. His last game was against San Marino. Remember that game when England won 7-1 against San Marino, but failed to qualify for the World Cup in 1994 in the USA.
Yeah, San Marino scored inside a minute in that.
Yeah, one of the players that really sacrificed, I guess, Chris, and his England career came to an end because England failed in that campaign. But now he's looking to start his flourishing career as a manager. Here comes Toulson, the right back, down the right wing. Plays it inside to Payton. Appeals a handball on the edge of the area against Traynor. The referee, Mr. England, says no. Newcastle have equalised against Chelsea. It's 2-2 at Stamford Bridge. Now Guiseley passing it around in midfield. Look a bit more comfortable on the ball. That's a lovely ball out to this right wing by Stamp. Telford looks slightly exposed here. Merris looks to get past Adams. He does so. Merris on his right boot, headed away by Rogers. They've got too much room in this left channel here, Guiseley. And now the former Grimsby man, Boschel, who played alongside Proudlock there. Payton from a shot from about 30 yards out. And it's high past Ryan Young's right-hand post. For a goal kick for AFC Telford United. The Bucks lead by 1-0.
Yeah, after a real frantic start, this game has calmed down a little bit now, but you can still see Guiseley have got that threat out there, and Merris and Boschel over on this left-hand side just then finding a lot of space as well, so that's certainly something Telford need to keep an eye on.
It's now finished at Stamford Bridge, 2-2 between Chelsea and Newcastle. Last gasp goal for the Magpies, and so that game ends in a draw. Of course, Manchester United were crowned Premier League champions yesterday with their draw at Blackburn Rovers. Now here's Mills, the Derby County loanee, down the left wing. He's been brought down there by Ellis, I think it was, for number 5, who hacked him down. And actually, when I watched the video back of the game here earlier on in the season between these two sides, Chris, Mills caused their right back all sorts of problems. I know it wasn't Toulson on this occasion, but they did find it difficult dealing with Mills.
Yeah, I think many people say that Guiseley that day were the best side to come here all season at the Buckshead, even though Telford won 1-0. But Mills himself was going through a real purple patch at that time, and he seems to have found some of that form again in recent weeks. And
it was a latest goal really for Telford on that day. Phil Traynor with a header. Mills about to take it on the left wing, floats it in. Killock with a header, cleared away by Simon Baldry, the midfielder who's hardly got himself into the game for Guiseley. It's all Telford at the moment. Adams wins it in midfield. He looks up, he passes it square to this right wing to Traynor. Brown out wide now. He looks to take the left back on, and he gets his side a corner here. And that's pretty much what you expect. That was the right thing to do. I think Brown was looking to try and get a corner, Chris, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'll take that. I think trainers passed out to him. It didn't really have much zip on it, and it gave Guiseley the chance to close him down. So from that position, I think Brown's got the best we could hope for.
How are you feeling? Nervous?
Well, at 1-0 up, I'm a little calmer than you might have been.
A bit more calmer, yeah. Get the lozenges ready for later on as well, I think. Newton with the corner. Now he's got right underneath it. Punched away by Drench, who really should have had a call from his defender there because he had no pressure on him. There was nobody in a white shirt for Telford on that back post. Drench wasn't to know. He was backtracking. And now Telford have the corner on the opposite side in front of the Frank Naggington stand. The Bucks kicking from our left to right, and they lead by 1-0 in this playoff final here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Flatter ball into the near post, and it's going to be a goal kick. The final touch was off the Telford captain Shane Killock.
Yeah, not the best of corners from Mills towards the near post. Killock tried to make something of it, but his header was well wide in the end.
I'll tell you what, Chris, we haven't written too many notes down in our notepads, really. You may have done. I haven't. There haven't been too many chances, though, have there?
No, it was a frantic start to the game, but the last 5-10 minutes really has calmed down a little bit out there.
It looks as if you hadn't written anything down, but you've turned a page.
I'm on page 2.
Page 2. Free kick here for Telford for a foul. It's in front of the halfway line, and Sean Newton waits to take it. A diagonal ball from left to right. Reaches the edge of the penalty area. Brown nods it down, but then into the hands safely of the Guiseley goalkeeper, Stephen Drench. Big kick from him, trying to catch Telford on the counter-attack. And it's all the way through to the Telford keeper, Ryan Young, with his very bright purpley pinky jersey on. What colour would you call that?
Pink. Let's give him no
pink.
rescue. That's pink.
Bright pink.
Oh yeah, that's shocking.
Hot pink. Here's Mills on the halfway line, and it's going to be him to keep it in play. Now that's a rash challenge from Toulson. He must have got the ball because Toulson managed to kick it slightly up towards the halfway line. Here's Mills though, and Telford regain it on the left wing with Traynor. Traynor dinks it in, and it's into the hands of the keeper, Drench, for Guiseley. Flat kick from him up towards the Telford defence. Warshaw holds on to it, the striker for Guiseley, and knocks it back to Boschel. Sean, you were part of the AFC Telford side that got promotion, beating Kendal here. What's it like as a player playing in front of a packed house like this?
Oh, it definitely does spur you on, and I said after what was it now, 15-20 minutes, the adrenaline now starts just quieting down. I said the game has settled down a bit, but we've got to make sure that we don't let them play, because they can, when they've strung 4 or 5 passes together, they look a decent side. We just got to make sure we're tight at the back, and make them defend, put them on the back foot, put balls, crosses on the box, which Mills is giving the right back a bit of a torrid time at the moment as well, and keep playing.
Here's Warren Payton, who passes it square. That's Sean Parrish, the former Telford legend, joining us in our commentary box here for this playoff final. And Salmon gets a tackle in next to the corner flag and kicks it up towards the halfway line. That's super play by the former Ebbsfleet United defender. Now firmly a Telford player. Now it's a lofted ball to this right wing. Proudlock, who's been quiet so far, keeps it in play. He's been pushed in the back by Ains. No free kick, says the referee. He's actually playing advantage here. Adams looks to nod it down. He's been closed down quickly by 2 yellow shirts from the Guiseley players. The challenges are really flying in now, and Whitehead's picked up an injury on the halfway line. A few of the Guiseley players surround the referee here as well.
That looked nasty, Nick. The reaction from Whitehead, he looks in trouble there.
Yeah, it's not going to be good news, because Whitehead has been ever present in this team. He missed the start of the season because he's becoming a fireman. I mean, he used to be a professional player, but it comes to everybody really at this level where you've got to find another job as well, because Telford aren't full-time. So he missed the start of the season. Liam Murray played well in defence. He picked up 5 bookings. He missed out, and Whitehead came in for the game against Alfreton, the draw back in October last year, and Whitehead hasn't looked back since.
Yeah, since then he's only missed a couple of games, and that was just before the playoffs when he was on another firefighter training course. But as soon as he was available again, it was noticeable that the manager brought him straight back into the side. So a lot of faith from Andy Sinton shown in Stuart Whitehead. Looks to be his left ankle that's being treated at the moment. Let's hope he's okay.
The physio, Rudy Farquharson, is on here giving him a bit of treatment. And Stuart Whitehead, of course, Chris, was part of the Telford side when it went out of business back in 2004, so it could come full circle for him, couldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to be part of this, having been part of the side that happened to, of course. To be in the one that brings it back would be massive for him. Doesn't look too comfortable there as he hobbles off, but let's hope he can just run that off in a minute and come straight back out.
Well, he's hobbling off. I think he'll be okay. 31 minutes gone. Telford 1, Guiseley 0 in this first half here at the Bucks Head. I think it will be a record crowd here for a Telford game. Free kick's taken, headed away by the number 5, Danny Ellis, for Guiseley. And now the Yorkshire side pick it up in midfield. Here comes Warren Payton steaming forward. He's been tackled, but it must have been a bit of a tug on the shirt from Andy Brown, the Telford striker. Now the crowd are having a few words with the linesman and referee because Whitehead is ready to come back on. Telford were temporarily down to 10 men. Whitehead is back on now though, and Payton takes a free kick. Darren Stamp chests it down, back to Merris for left back, chips it in towards the back post. Who gets there first? It's going to be Rothery, who's had spells with Carlisle and Barrow. Now Baldry, the number 7, cross from the right wing, not cleared properly, nearly fell to the feet of Darren Stamp, and it's cleared by Will Salmon. I think Stuart Whitehead was slightly wrong-footed there, lost his balance, but Salmon came to his rescue. Guiseley are passing it around fairly well here, and a few nerves amongst the Telford faithful around us. It's out to Baldry, hugging that right wing, left-footed cross this time. Trainer heads it away. Boschel, who had 99 appearances with Grimsby Town. His former club was Chesterfield before joining Guiseley. Merris for Guiseley, the left back. Short pass into Walshaw. Walshaw, first touch is a poor one, blatantly looking for a penalty, and now he's going to get a yellow card here. Well, that was a blatant dive, and the referee was not conned by that.
Yeah, ridiculous. It was a perfectly timed challenge from Whitehead. Won the ball clearly, and Walshaw just threw himself. He's protesting there, but clear dive. He's got no case.
Free kick for Telford on the edge of their own penalty area. Playing up front is Darren Stamp for Guiseley, and I'm not sure if his wife has given birth yet, but there was some doubt whether he would be here this afternoon. His wife expecting a baby any time now, so but Darren Stamp is here and he starts. No Joe O'Neill, the former Stalybridge striker who scored 21 goals for Celtic last season. Very dangerous player, but he's been suffering with an ankle injury, so Stamp has his place in the team, the number 9 shirt. Mills has been bundled over inside the centre circle. A few mud patches there, with the pitch receiving a bit of a battering this season with all the cold weather we had during the winter, Chris. Telford leading by 1-0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Nearly 34 minutes gone. How do you feel the game is going here, Chris?
Well, Telford have created far more chances in this game, but you have to say that Guiseley have looked good on the ball. And so Telford certainly with a 1-goal lead can't rest easy. This game is still very much in the balance.
Ryan Young takes this free kick, and now the offside flag goes up against Proudlock, and a free kick for Guiseley inside their own penalty area. Well, the goal came after 9 minutes. It was a Will Salmon headed cross from this right wing below our commentary position. Phil Trainer was waiting for it, got a push in the back, and the referee had no hesitation in pointing to the spot. And then the left back, Sean Newton, converted the penalty to give Telford the lead. But the keeper, Stephen Drench, did dive the right way and very nearly got a fingertip save onto it to deny Telford. Here come Guiseley, searching for an equaliser then in this final. It's out to Rothery. His cross blocked by Newton, who scored the goal for Telford, and now he kicks it down the left wing. Guiseley win it on the halfway line. Payton is tackled by Trainer. Trainer spreads it out wide to Will Salmon, the right back. Salmon for Telford, drops it back for Adams. Payton covering every blade of grass here for Guiseley in that midfield. It was a toss-up between him and Luke Showry, who was going to play against Boston. Payton had it, and he scored the winning penalty to put them through to this final. Guiseley clear it back up towards the halfway line. Stamp with a good header. Shane Killock has to open his legs here to get there ahead of Baldry. It was 2-on-2, and now Ryan Young kicks it out of play into the dugout for Guiseley, and a throw in for the away team. Telford just have to be careful, because Guiseley are a good team going forward. Yes, they probably are weaker defensively, but they have nothing to lose. They are the underdogs in this game, Chris, aren't they? Here they come with Stamp, who's tackled on the edge of the area, cleared by Newton. About 3 Telford players surrounded Darren Stamp there. Now here's Brown, who loses his balance on the halfway line, and the centre half for Guiseley kicks it back towards the goal line of Ryan Young, and the Telford keeper has plenty of time just to settle this game down. Telford 1, Guiseley 0 here on BBC Radio Shropshire, the home of AFC Telford United on the airwaves. Remember, 7 years ago, Telford went out of business. The club was demoted 3 divisions from the top flight of non-league football, and now they're hoping to try and return home, as they say around these parts, to play against the likes of Lincoln, Stockport, Luton, Wimbledon. But they've given away a free kick dead centre, but it's a fair way out this for Warren Payton, Chris, isn't it? He's got a terrific left foot on him though, hasn't he?
Yeah, dangerous challenge that from Will Salmon when sliding in, and even he didn't make contact, thankfully. I think it was Gavin Rothery for Guiseley. Good job he did, because he'd have been looking to get a card for sure, but it's a chance here for Payton to lob the ball into the box. Plenty of Guiseley men waiting to try and make something happen here.
I think Ryan Young may be expecting a shot. There's a 3-man wall. Well, actually Payton's going to take it right-footed. Now he chips it in, as Chris Hudson predicted. Rogers heads it away. Adams brings it under control, and now sweeps it out to the halfway line. So Telford being urged to push forward as a unit here. Still lots of nerves amongst the Telford fans. The ball's back in towards the penalty spot, and it bounces awkwardly as it hits a divot inside that penalty area, but it's into the hands of the Telford keeper, Ryan Young. Big kick from him. He gets right underneath it. Merritt gets there first for Guiseley. We'll get a word with Sean Parrish, the former Telford man who scored the winner, well, scored a goal against Kendal in that promotion game here. One of 2 promotions for Telford. A goal kick here for Guiseley, Sean. Do you sense that the game's just fallen into a slight lull here? If so, who does that play into the hands of?
I think it'll help Telford, you know what I mean? It's now roughly 5-6 minutes before half-time, and it has gone very quick the first half, and I think Telford come out all guns blazing. But we said Guiseley are a decent footballing side, and overall, probably the football-wise, they've strung more passages of a play together than Telford. But we're 1-0 up, and they've got to come out there and score 1, if not 2, to win it. So it's still in our hands at the moment.
I have another word with Sean in a second. They have a throw-in on that right-hand side. Guiseley's right wing, and now it's going to be Toulson to take it up towards the near post. Baldry heads it on, strikes Traynor on the thigh, and Telford have a chance to clear this one. Sean, it's a lot more than just kicking a ball around on a pitch, this, isn't it? The whole story behind the books. What was it like as a player all that time back when the club had just gone out of business, but it was starting to rise from the ashes?
Oh, it was fantastic. We were literally thrown together that first season, and no disrespect to us, we turned up with just a bag of balls and odd bibs, different coloured bibs, and it was a bit of we found it fun, to be honest. We turned up for training, we had a laugh and a joke, I must admit, and that's how we did. We trained and we played with a smile on our face. Okay, we weren't the best and we had some ups and downs, but we really stuck together the second half of the season, and from obviously the new year into the end of the season, we just built up this momentum, and obviously seen us through to get into the playoffs and ultimately winning the final here. And just considering where we've come from 7 years ago, it's fantastic. It's the makings here is definitely conference football, and like I say, just over 45 minutes to go, and I'm sure that we'll be celebrating that come 4:45 today.
Fingers crossed. Sean Parrish joining us in our commentary team. Me, Nick Southall, Chris Hudson alongside me as well here on BBC Radio Shropshire. It's going to be a throw in for Guiseley, midway inside their own half on this near side. Just looking at the stopwatch here, we have, well, around about 5 minutes plus added on time to go. It's going to be another throw in for Guiseley as they creep forward. The ball is headed out to play by John Adams. Down the line, Stamp heads it on. Still a tight lead for Telford by 1-0. Very nervy moments here for the Bucks. Now here come Guiseley down the right wing with Toulson. Passes it down the line to Baldry. Baldry gets a good cross in. Header from Walshaw to Stamp, and he can't get the shot in. He scuffs it. And it was a tight angle, but Darren Stamp was very close to the goal line. If he got a good connection onto it, it would have been far more difficult than what it turned out to be for the keeper Ryan Young, who throws it out quickly to Adams. Adams picks out a pass to Brown in the right channel. One-touch football this from Telford. Still on this right-hand side. They've got Greg Mills waiting towards the left edge of the penalty area. Andy Brown down the centre, and now they have a throw-in. This first half has flown by, Chris, hasn't it?
Certainly has, and Telford have put themselves in that lead, of course. Incidentally, now a throw-in from a very similar position from which they scored that goal, or at least from which they won the penalty that led to that goal. So wouldn't it be great if we could add a second just before half-time?
Salmon with a flat throw. Brown looking to flick it on with his head, but Guiseley clear it. Here's Baldry in midfield, carrying it to his left wing, out towards Rothery. Baldry, who's sprung into life a bit now, he's switched from the right flank to this left-hand side to try and find a bit more room. Telford do that as well, normally with Mills and Adams, although they haven't switched flanks in this first half. The Telford striker Brown whips in a cross from the right wing, but it's too close to the keeper, Drench, at his near post, and Drench will just take his time. Telford are hoping it's going to be third time lucky in the Blue Square North playoffs. They lost to Barrow in the semi-finals and against Gateshead in the final against up there in the North East in 2009. They lost 1-0 on that occasion. Barrow was certainly the form team heading into the playoff campaign, and the Cumbrian side went on to get promotion into the conference, and they are still there. Boschel, former Grimsby man, up to the feet of the number 7, Simon Baldry. Boschel again in this left channel. Telford, Chris, just sitting a bit too deep here. They are inviting Guiseley on. Stamp to Payton. Payton's the dangerous man to Walshaw. Walshaw still going appeals of handball, and the referee has given a penalty, has he? It's a penalty for Guiseley, a chance to get back on terms. I think it struck the hand of Stuart Whitehead, and now a chance for the Yorkshire side to get themselves back level in this playoff final.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes to half-time. That was Stamp played the ball into Walshaw, and it clearly did strike the arm of Stuart Whitehead as he was stretched on the ground. Not too many protests from the Telford man, and unfortunately I think the referee once again has got that one spot on. Ryan Young, of course, has been a penalty specialist. Can he save this one and protect Telford's lead? Well,
I remember Ryan Young in the Setanta Shield final saving 3 penalties to help Telford beat Forest Green Rovers. It's Walshaw against Young. Young in goal for Telford. Walshaw steps up, shoots and scores. It's 1-1. And now Guiseley are back in it. Their away support are celebrating in the right corner. And now the nerves certainly will start to jangle. It's Telford 1, Guiseley 1. We've had 2 penalties, and now Telford need to get themselves back into this game and try and go on and win it.
Yeah, we're inside the final minute of the first half, so from Guiseley's point of view, a dream time to get on level terms, and Telford have to do it all again, having got themselves that lead, back on level terms, and 45 minutes probably to try and restore their lead and win that promotion that they've so craved now.
Yeah, well, Telford have conceded that penalty. It's now 1-1, just a few moments before half-time here at the Bucks Head. It's live on BBC Radio Shropshire, 96 FM.
2 minutes of added time.
2 minutes are going to be added on. The left back, Sean Newton, next to the corner flag. Headed on by Brown. Payton heads it away. Flicked away by Boschel, the number 8, the midfielder for Guiseley. Telford get it back though with Killock, the captain. gets right underneath it like a sand wedge, just chipping it out of a bunker. Here's Salmon in front of the halfway line for the Bucks. His pass is given away. And now here comes Guiseley down his left wing with Walshaw. Pushes it past Salmon. Walshaw's got in behind Salmon here. Whitehead is covering. Salmon doesn't give up. And he muscles Walshaw off the ball. And now boots it forward back into the Guiseley half.
Good defending from Will Salmon then. A well-timed challenge as well. Unfortunately, as Telford get the ball for Brown now penalised as well. So it's going to be a Guiseley free kick as we get ever closer to half-time.
How are you feeling?
A little less happy than I was about 5 minutes ago, that's for sure. But you probably have to say that over the first half, Guiseley deserved to be on level terms. They have played some decent stuff at times, and penalty apiece, well, that's about right. I think the referee's got both big calls spot on. The crowd now a bit more subdued than they were when Telford took the lead after 9 minutes. Drench, the keeper, takes it. Stamp heads it on, looking for Walshaw again. And it's going to be a free kick against Walshaw this time, pulling the shirt of Stuart Whitehead in front of the byline. And a goal kick for AFC Telford United. This Blue Square Bet North playoff final. Telford took the lead after 9 minutes, but Guiseley have just equalised. Both goals coming from the penalty spot. And now we've got a lot of nervous fans around us here. A lot of people with their arms folded, sitting on the edge of their seats. The winners get promoted to the conference, the top flight of non-league football. And now it's going to be a throw-in for the Bucks. Sean Newton waits to take it. Telford's 4th season in the Blue Square Bet North. And at half-time, it's 1-1 between Telford and Guiseley. The Telford manager, Andy Simpson, strolling off towards the players' tunnel with his assistant, Darren Reid, and the first-team coach, John Pizarros. Well, Telford will be kicking from our right to left in this second half. It's going to be kick-off for Guiseley. Telford in their white shirts, black shorts and black socks. Guiseley in their yellow shirts, blue shorts and blue socks, the side from North Yorkshire. The sun decides to make an appearance here at the Bucks Head, and we are underway now. It's kick-off for Guiseley. Telford kicking from our right to left. It's up towards Darren Stamp, who's the target man, really. Doesn't sway too far away from the centre. He seems to be the man they look to pump the ball up to. And now it's going to be a throw-in for Guiseley, next to the players' tunnel on this near side. 1-1 the score as we start this second half. It's a long throw towards the near post. Killick heads it away. Payton back in. Adams away for Telford. And it's intercepted by Ellis. Tolson, the right back, with a ball across the face of the Telford penalty area. The Bucks give it away. There's a few nervous players on the pitch in the Telford shirt now. They took the lead after 9 minutes through Sean Newton from the penalty spot. An equaliser though for Guiseley came from the penalty spot as well. James Walshaw scoring. Now here's Payton looking to play through Rothery. Out wide to Walshaw. Walshaw brings it under control, left edge of the penalty area. Good skills with some Walshaw, chips it in. And a free ball for Stamp, and they scored! Guiseley have got a second. Terrible marking from Telford. And a terrible start to this second half. Darren Stamp was given too much room on the back post. That is terrible marking from Telford. And now they really have a job to do to get back into this one and try and get promotion into the top flight of non-league football. It's now Telford 1, Guiseley 2. Yeah, good football there from Guiseley again with the way they've just kept the ball, and as you say, Stamp so much space there, eventually able to just get on the end of the cross from Walshaw and tap into an empty net. You saw Ryan Young scampering back across his line trying to get there. He couldn't get there in time. Telford, by the way, making a change here, Nick, as well. It's just 2 minutes into this second half, and Stuart Whitehead has gone off and Liam Murray has come on.
Well, Liam Murray has had a treacherous season. He's been suspended, he's had injuries, but he can score from set pieces. Maybe it's just written in the stars that somebody like Liam Murray will be the hero today. We're back underway. Telford are trailing by 2-1. Still a long way to go in this second half. Here's Brown looking to get a shot in from the edge of the area. Header from Murray, getting there ahead of Darren Stamp. Out to play, it's going to be a throw-in for Guiseley on this near side.
What a horrendous few minutes either side of half-time for Telford. First the penalty to bring Guiseley level, now that strike from Darren Stamp, and suddenly it's the visitors in the ascendancy, and they're the team now who can sense, they can almost smell promotion. Telford with it all to do.
Telford 1, Guiseley 2. The roller coaster ride following Telford continues. They are hoping it's going to be third time lucky for them in the playoffs. They've already lost to Barrow in the semi-finals, Gateshead in the final in 2009. And now they're trailing against Guiseley here at the Bucks Head with a massive home advantage. Here's Tolson, chipping it forward towards the edge of the Telford area, headed away by Killock. Here's Baldry. Telford look a bit frozen at the moment. They are not picking up their game at the start of his second half. A terrible goal to concede. And now Tolson, the right back, gets ready to take it. It's a long throw towards the penalty spot, headed away by Murray. Out towards Rothery. Drops it back for the left back, Dave Merris. They're playing some really good football here. It's up to Walshaw, the number 10. Telford beat Guiseley twice in the league. Another good ball into Stamp, and his header's wide. Cross from the left wing again. Darren Stamp again getting there. And Telford are panicking. Let's get a quick word with Sean Parris, the former AFC Telford United midfielder. Well, Sean, now they need a few characters and a few leaders on the pitch, don't they?
Yeah, disappointing obviously, but they've got, like I said, 40 minutes now to sort of drag it back. But good start from guys, like we said, they've played the better football over the first half. But Telford just got to keep their heads, it doesn't have to be straight away now. Get a bit of composure, get some passes together, and just start playing in their half. We're letting them, I think, sometimes giving them too much respect. Need to get in their faces a bit more and start now putting the balls and getting in their half, getting up to Proudlock, getting up to Brown, and looking to support them a bit earlier.
Sean Parrish alongside me, Nick Southall and Chris Hudson. Following AFC Telford United in his playoff final, Chris Hudson's got his hand over his eyes, and I know the feeling. This is our fourth season following Telford, and at the moment they are trailing by 2-1 here at home at the Bucks Head. Massive crowd here, and a lot of frustrated and very anxious people around us. The chairman Lee Carter to our left hand side with his hands clasped together. I don't think anybody could pull those hands apart, because he's focused on the game and just wishing and probably praying that Telford can get themselves back into this game. If Telford did get an equaliser, then suddenly the momentum sways back behind the Bucks, which could work in their favour, but you don't want to go a goal behind for that to happen.
Yeah, there's a big if there as well. There's the getting the equaliser part first. Let's just hope I'd like to see Telford get the ball a bit first. Really, Guiseley have absolutely dominated since the restart.
Now Proudlock down the right wing. He's been very quiet today. He gets his side of... Well, it must have come off him. We thought it would have been a throw-in for Telford in front of the Jack Bentley East Terrace, but instead it's a throw-in for Guiseley. I don't really feel that Telford at this stage are really getting themselves into the game at all. I mean, it is Guiseley, and there is a lot of anxiety amongst the Telford players here. There's nobody really grasping this by the neck, are they?
They're not playing like we know they can at the moment. They do look like a side who are preoccupied by the importance of the game, not playing their natural game out there. They're worrying about the situation, and really they've got to somehow calm down and just start knocking the ball about.
The dejected figure of Stuart Whitehead, who's gone off injured, replaced by Liam Murray. It was his handball which provided the equaliser for Guiseley at the end of the first half, and he looks absolutely dejected over there in the dugout. Telford searching for an equaliser. It's always been a roller coaster ride following Telford. Let's hope it's going to have another up for them in this second half. But it's Guiseley coming forward. The former Grimsby man, Boschel, out to the left wing. Salmons let Walshaw go. Walshaw tries to get the right side of him. He has to bring it back as Salmon gets goal side. It's back out to Payton, the former Altrincham midfielder. He's tackled by Rogers. Now Walshaw with a cross. May fall for Stamp. Appeals of handball. Drops here for Rothery. Stamp still in there, and Telford are treating it like a hot potato. And the forward has gone for quite a blatant dive, but doesn't look to the referee, because I think Stamp probably knew if he did, he would have got a yellow card.
Yeah, I think the referee's deciding he fell there, giving him the benefit of the doubt. But Telford at the minute at 6s and 7s, and this big crowd that we thought would be Telford's help today, at the minute, because understandably they're anxious, I think that anxiety is passing out onto the pitch.
It's now time for the fans to be the 12th man and get Telford going. It just needs a bit of luck, something to go their way to help them spring into life. Here's Newton on the halfway line, passes it square to Rogers. It's a high ball down the left wing. Mills and Proudlock chasing it down. Who's going to take this chance for Telford? Now Murray on the halfway line for the Bucks in their white shirts, black shorts and black socks. Trainer takes it down the left channel. Will he get the shot in? Still going, Trainer. Plenty of yellow shirts close him down. Rogers' pass goes astray, looking for Adams. He's been quiet today, Rogers, in midfield. Telford needs somebody to kick-start this second half. Killock looks to kick it long up towards the edge of the area. Now Rogers heads it forward, looking for Brown, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in, level with the edge of the Guiseley penalty area. In this second half, we've already had a goal for Guiseley. They lead by 2-1, and we've had over 8.5 minutes gone already of this second half. It seems to be flying by this game. Now Warshaw looking to thread it through. That's good defending by Liam Murray. Now Murray chips it out to the right wing to Brown. Brown against Simon Ainge, the captain for Guiseley. Telford could do with a corner here or something just to get the ball in there. Salmon now with a cross. Rogers looks to bring it down, but it was half-hearted attempt, really, just flung his leg at it. And now Guiseley bring it away, and Telford are running the risk of just letting this game slip past them. They need to get some commitment into it now. They're like a rabbit in the headlights at the moment here, Chris. There's Walshaw with a cross from left to right, drops over Newton's head, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in for Guiseley. Newton must have got a glancing header onto it. Van der Vaart has scored for Tottenham against Liverpool. Darren Stamp, and now the right back Toulson looking for a 1-2. Adam Proudlock is coming all the way back to help out in defence here. But the Bucks are still sitting deep. It's another long ball through to Stamp. Header back from Murray. They know how Stamp plays. I've been surprised how much of an effect that Stamp has had, because he's not quick across the ground, but certainly he's the target man for Guiseley, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big physical presence in the air. He always has been throughout his career, and he's really a poacher. He scored one against Boston in the semi-finals, and now in the final he scored the goal at the minute. He's taking Guiseley to the conference. He's causing Telford all kinds of problems, and they haven't really got to grips with him.
Big kick from Ryan Young up to Brown, who's beaten in the air by Merris. Newton now with a header against Stamp. They've got room on his right wing. It's carried forward by Simon Baldry. Mills tracking back. Mills tried to keep up with him, gets a foot in, but Baldry somehow flicks it past. They appeal for a free kick. The referee says no. The Telford manager Andy Sinton, the former England, Tottenham QPR winger, now has a big job to do. Just ringing out, but it just seems like Telford may have to make a change just to inject a bit of life into this team, because at the moment there is no creativity going on at all, which is quite understandable in a way, because it's just full of anxiety at the moment. Free kick here for Guiseley. It's out to the left wing. Merris carries it forward. They're playing full of confidence for North Yorkshire team. Stamp next to the corner flag, drops it back towards Rothery, and it's out of play for a throw-in next to the corner flag. Well, Andy Sinton now looks at his notes. Still a long way to go in this game, but do you get a feel that it may just need a change to spring some life into it? Maybe somebody like Alex Meachin to come into the team up front, who's a live wire, he's a character to get things going?
Well, Meachin and Laurie are his two attacking options. I'm sure he'll be considering one or both of them at some stage. Maybe he'll give it a bit longer. Proudlock hasn't really done too much out there. In fact, just feeling his ankle now, so maybe he'll be one that would be one of the early changes.
We'll have a word with Sean in a second as well. Sean Parrish joining us in our commentary position here. Throw in for the Bucks, though, who are trailing by 1-2. It's Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1. Darren Benter scored for Villa. Here's Proudlock with a bit of trickery. It goes down. The referee's not going to give a penalty there, and it's going to be a throw in for Telford in front of their own dugout. Well, I think we may be psychic or Mystic Meg anyway, because Alex Meachin is about to come on for Telford. I think that's the right thing to do. They need something to they can't leave it too late, can they? They need to make something happen here.
Well, they've got a little over half an hour to at least get back on level terms and take it to extra time. We're just waiting now to see who that change is going to be.
Throw in for Salmon. Up towards Brown, and Murray went for it. They've given away a free kick here, barging into the Guiseley defenders. Alex Meaching waiting to come on, and Telford trailing by 1 goal to 2. Let's have a word with Sean Parrish then. Sean, well, do you feel that Telford do need to make something happen, or is it a bit too early yet?
Well, I think he's got to now. He's got to just make a change to freshen it up, and it's be surprising who he brings off. I think he might bring one of Mills or Adams off, to be honest, and then maybe play Meacham just in off Brown and Proudlock. But they definitely need an attacking threat now, and it'll be interesting to see who he comes on for now. You've
seen Meacham play, Sean. He's only scored 5 goals this year, but what does he bring as a forward? He's
a good link-up man, you know what I mean? He is a threat, but he will get the ball, he'll take care of things, and he'll look to keep the ball. He won't be in a hurry to give it away, and at the moment that's what we need to do, is keep the ball a bit better and play in their half a bit more.
Sean Parrish, the former Telford captain and midfielder, who was a big part of that side that beat Kendal here as AFC Telford United's first year back after the old Telford United went out of business in 2004. But the Bucks have it all to do here. Here's Walshaw again, running in from the left channel. He's tackled by Salmon this time. Now here's Adams. Are we going to see the Telford that we're used to? Because we haven't seen it recently. Adams down the channel. Brown made the wrong run, and it's gone out to play. It's going to be a throw in just over the halfway line. Live coverage here on 96 FM, BBC Radio Shropshire. Lots of anxiety here at the Bucks Head. Telford 1, Guiseley 2. Guiseley getting their second goal just a couple of minutes into this second half. Here's Traynor now, who's come back from a family wedding in Cuba to play in this game, and he's given it away. Mills looks to get in. He's been quiet in the last 40 minutes or so. Now he looks to try and get a corner, and it will be a corner. And it may just be moments like this which Telford need to get something going. These set pieces around the penalty area, Sean mentioned it, keep the ball, put the pressure back on Guiseley. Mills will take this one. On loan from Derby County. Murray comes up for it. Killock's up there as well. What a story it would be if Murray could score. And it comes to the back post, headed away by Ainge. Newton's going to get there first for Telford. Guiseley have 2 men running out to put him under pressure. Back in from Newton. Drench comes through it. It's dropped. Brown shoots, and it's cleared off the line. It's been cleared just a couple of yards in front of the line. But that's better from Telford. Mills takes his throw in on the near side. Now the cross comes in. The keeper flaps at it. It's punched away. And now Walshaw will clear it. But this is what Telford need. They need to put the pressure back on Guiseley, because while Guiseley were just passing the ball around, they were under no pressure. You put pressure on, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's the first time in this second half really that Telford have looked like they were going to cause problems in and around that penalty area. Just a brief little moment, a flicker if you like, but it's at least a sign for Telford. Just waiting to see that change still. Alex Meacham still crouched near the halfway line. Andy Sinton seems to be reluctant to make the change just yet.
He's still waiting. Alex Meacham there on the opposite side of the ground. Here's Walshaw, who's played ever so well for Guiseley. Arsenal 0, Villa 2. Darren Bent has got his second of the afternoon at the Emirates Stadium. Earlier on it finished Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2 in the Premier League. Tottenham are leading by 1-0 against Liverpool as well. Big kick from Ryan Young. The Guiseley captain Ainge wins for header. They've played ever so well, Guiseley. And now here's Rothery, the left winger. Passes it infield to Walshaw, who slips over. Salmon down the line, headed on by Brown, looking for Proudlock. Andy Sinton is a frustrated man inside his own technical area. Murray gets there ahead of Stamp and now kicks it forward. Telford needs something to happen here. Adams now, the right midfielder, to the feet of Brown. It's on that far side. Brown with the cross, good ball in. Proudlock brings it down, shoots, and it's blocked. Now Adams shoots, and it's blocked again, and now it's cleared by Guiseley up to the halfway line. Headed on, Walshaw takes it down the left wing. Telford do have plenty of defenders back, but Walshaw breezes past Killock, brings it back onto his right boot, onto his left. Walshaw still going, and then tries to do too much, and it's going to be a goal kick. It's Walshaw who is causing all the problems, and Telford about to make a change, Chris.
Yeah, well, it's in fact Greg Mills going off. Sean sat next to us. He's Sean the Sage Parish this afternoon because he called that one. Telford just sacrificing one of their wide men, and we'll probably see Meechin tucking behind the forwards. And Telford tried to deal with that three-man midfield of Guiseley.
Greg Mills goes off and Alex Meechin comes on. He is the character. He is the man who gets everybody going in the Telford dressing room. And now Alex Meechin comes on. He's got 5 goals to his name this season for a striker. Not the best of returns, but he's hit the post 5 times and he's had injuries as well. Will it be in the script for him to do it? Now it's a lovely ball from Meechin for his first touch out to the right wing to Traynor. Traynor on his left boot. Telford suddenly showing signs of life here. Salmon with the cross on the right wing. Meechin bundled over by Ainge. Here's Darren Stout looking to hold the ball off Liam Murray. Telford have got to be careful on the counter-attack as Boschel, the midfielder, pushes forward. Now here come Guiseley down the left wing. It's with Walshaw. Walshaw waits. He could have gone for an early ball there, but instead pulls it back for Rothery. And Guiseley hold on to it on that left-hand side. Killock steps forward, the Telford captain. Payton now gives it away. It's going to be a throw-in for Telford, level with the edge of their penalty area on the far side. The right-back, Will Salmon, takes it down the line. We've had nearly 19 minutes gone of this second half. And now the keeper drenches under a bit of pressure here as the ball's headed back to him. And he kicks it out of play, does he? Yes, he does. It's going to be a throw-in for Telford on their right wing. The flags, the Telford flags, leaning down to the windows of a learning centre, fluttering in the breeze here. It's overcast in Wellington. It's quiet from a big crowd as well, the biggest that Telford have probably had since they reformed as AFC Telford United. Salmon picks it up again, the right back. Looks to run it too far and he's been tackled. Now he's got to get back in position here. Adams is covering on the halfway line. Guiseley look to pass it around. That's a lovely first ball. Crossfield from left to right by Payton to Baldry. Toulson committing himself forward to right back on the overlapped. Newton flies into the challenge and it's a good strong challenge. And it's going to be a throw in next to the corner flag on this right hand side.
Guiseley looking very comfortable out there, looking very organised. At the minute it's a bit daunting for Telford. Nice to hear a few fans now just trying to make a bit of noise out there and lift them. But it's Guiseley again coming forward here with the throw-in on the right-hand side.
Toulson waits to take it. It's a long throw. Stamp heads it on and it's to Payton. And he slices it. It's safely into the hands of Ryan Young. I must say that Guiseley's away record has been much better than their home record this season. They've won 11, drawn 7 and only lost 2 away from home. And one of those was against Telford here. Telford beat them by 1-0 during the winter. Then beat Guiseley 3-0 at Nevermore. But at the moment, it's not going the Bucks' way. Telford went out of business 7 years ago as Telford United got demoted 3 divisions. They had promotion wins against Kendal 2-1. Sean Parrish scoring the winner. Then the Bucks winning 3-1 against Whitton. But now they find themselves a goal behind. It's Telford 1, Guiseley 2. They're trailing by that 1 goal. Here come Guiseley down the left. Walshaw with the cross. He's got right underneath it. He made to stay in play actually. Stamp looking to keep it in. He does so. Gets it back to Warren Payton. Lets the ball run under his feet. Rogers looks to get the tackle in. It's a play on, says the referee. Meechin with a strong challenge. Free kick against Alex Meechin diving into it. But at least he's showing a bit of intent there, Chris.
He's conceded a free kick in a dangerous place here, though, wide on the right. And once again, you can see Guiseley bring 2 or 3 of their big strikers into the box and just aim to curl that free kick in there. And Telford's defence hasn't looked reassuring this second half.
Free kick then for Guiseley. Nearly 22 minutes gone. The midway point of this second half here at the Bucks Head. Live coverage here on BBC Radio Shropshire on 96 FM. It's going to be Ryan Toulson, the right back, to take it. Takes it short to Payton. He's going to have a dig here, Warren Payton. Oh no, he chips it into the back post. Rogers heads it away. And there's been a foul there. It's Darren Stamp who collided with Carl Rogers. And it's going to be a free kick for Telford. Now Adam Pradlock's collapsed in a heap here for Telford forward. Former Wolves striker. I still think that ankle's causing him some grief. Been quiet again today, hasn't he, Chris, Adam Pradlock? Do you think that's down to the service he's received?
He hasn't seen too much of the ball. When there's been the odd moments of quality from him, but nothing consistent, and certainly not the goal threat that he showed when he first came to the club. And it really is a long time now since he scored, and certainly since he was scoring on a regular basis.
Salmon keeps it in play on the right wing. Plays it down the line, looking for Brown, who's been quiet in the last few weeks. Long throw up to Meechin, chests it down. Meechin looks to get it back to a white shirt. Eventually white shirts arrive. Brown with a cross. It's over Pradlock's head to Newton. Newton looks to carry it forward and collides into his own player trainer. Oh, comical stuff really. Now here come Guiseley over the halfway line. Through to the feet of Stamp, who sells for dummy. And Salmon's got to be careful here because he didn't realise that Boscher was there. He had too much time in a way. Adams looks to push it down the line, but he kicks it out of play. It's going to be a throw in. James Laurie is about to come on. Let's have another word with Sean Parrish. Sean, are you seeing any positive signs from Telford that they can get themselves back into it?
Yeah, definitely. What's occurring now is obviously the 3 in midfield have gone tight, but they've got to get a bit tighter sometimes. The 4, 8 and the 11 are probably their best players, and we've got to just make sure we're tight on them. Meechin's come on and held the ball well up front, and we've just got to take a bit of care now. Don't panic. When you show a bit of composure on the ball and not to give it away cheaply, because once you give it away, they've got possession and they've got a chance to score.
If you were out there, Sean, as captain, what would you be doing? I mean, what are the type of things you'd be saying to the players around you?
Just to calm down, you know what I mean? Just relax on the ball when we've got it, but play at a tempo as well. It's hard to say sometimes, because obviously when you are down, you are chasing the game, but you've got to play with a bit of tempo. But it's sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty as well. You've got to put the ball in the box at times and make them defend things, because that's what you can play all the pretty football in the mid-third. What happens is what happens in the 2 penalty boxes. That's what counts the most.
Well, Guiseley keep it in play on that left wing. It's to Walshaw, straight to Murray. Are you surprised by how well Guiseley are playing in front of this type of crowd, this type of pressure? They have no fear going forward by the looks of it.
Definitely, they've come here, like I said, and looking to spoil the party. You've said that their away form is very good, and that's the first time I've seen them this season, but I've been really impressed with how they've kept the ball, looked to get on the ball and not panicked at times.
Well, a change has been made here. Adam Pradlock does go off, and now James Laurie, the Northern Ireland international, comes on. I guess they'll probably switch to a 4-4-2 again, with Laurie coming wide on this left and Meechin and Brown playing up front. That was a partnership that was so successful at the start of the season. Meechin and Brown linking up well. Telford keeper Ryan Young kicks it long. It's headed out of play. It's the underdogs who are looking more likely to go through up into the conference. They lead by 2-1, Guiseley here against Telford. Now the Bucks have a free kick. It isn't too far outside the penalty area here. Well, Chris, they really need to start putting more pressure on here and up the tempo of their passing.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of how things gone that manager Andy Sinton has now used all 3 subs with still 20 minutes to go. That's not usual here. Andy Sinton likes to leave it late to do those things. So clearly frustrated with the way things have gone. Changed his shape around and now changed his personnel as well.
Newton then waits to take this one for Droylsden and Barrow left back. And it's in, and it's headed away from the goal line, and it could be out of play for a corner, and indeed it will be. So a corner here for Telford. Now they need to make this count. They need to get themselves back on track here, Telford. Telford 1, Guiseley 2. They need some magic here, Telford. It's a high ball in from Newton. Headed away by Ellis. Meechin chests it down. He's closed down by Baldry. Adams back in. It's a disappointing ball into the hands of Stephen Drentz, the goalkeeper. And by my reckoning, there's only really been one chance from Telford in this second half, the one which was cleared off the line on the hour mark. Mills with a cross from the left wing. Brown's shot was cleared just about a yard in front of the line. And that's about it. Let's remind you of how we've got to this stage. Telford took the lead after 9 minutes. Sean Newton from the penalty spot. Guiseley equalised a minute before half-time. Whitehead with a handball inside his own penalty area. Walshaw converted it to make it 1-1. Then 2 minutes into the second half, Walshaw with a cross from a left wing, Stamp with the Easiest of tap-ins on the back post. Terrible defending from Telford. They were too exposed on their back post, and so Guiseley are leading by 2 goals to 1. Well, we have a stoppage here. There's an injury to Dave Merris for left back, who seems to be a knee injury, is it? The physio is on anyway. And now the Telford manager, Andy Sinton, his hands in his pockets. Now he folds them. What must Andy Sinton be thinking here, Chris?
Well, at the minute, I'm sure he's wishing this Guiseley player who's been down injured, I think it's their left back, Dave Merris, I think he'd be wishing they could get him off the pitch so he could restart. But he'll be frustrated here with just the way his side hasn't really created chances this second half, and he's talked about them having to keep cool. They haven't really done that, and that's the disappointing thing for him at the minute. They're not looking like really breaking down this Guiseley defence, and I'm just hoping that Sean Newton's right, that this change, Sean Parrish, sorry, is right, that this change of shape is going to help Telford get on top in midfield, because they really have lost out in that area so far.
Live coverage here on BBC Radio Shropshire, 96 FM, on DAB Digital and online, bbc.co.uk/Shropshire. We've been there ever since AFC Telford United was reborn. Coverage with me, Nick Southall, and Chris Hudson alongside me, Sean Parrish, the former Telford midfielder as well, with us this afternoon. Here's a free kick for Telford in front of the halfway line for a push by Walshaw. The keeper, Ryan Young's going to take this one. Now Telford pushing forward. Just do not, at the moment, look like scoring, Telford. Ryan Young takes it. It's a long ball in. Brown bounces over his head. Meachin keeps it in. Back out wide to his left wing to Newton. Takes it on. And it's out of play. And it's going to be a corner here for Telford. A corner for Telford on our far left-hand side.
That's been one from the tenacity of Meachin. I think Guiseley were watching that ball, expecting it to go out for a goal kick, and it was Meachin who came from nowhere to keep the play alive, and Newton eventually to win this corner.
Sean Newton, everybody willing the ball in here to the near post. It's a terrible corner. Darren Stamp heads it away. Back in by Adams. Adams back in, chests it down. Killock with a shot, and it's high into the top of the David Hutchison stand. Telford 1, Guiseley 2 here on BBC Radio Shropshire. The anxiety is a bit too much for some people, as a couple of people just walk away hoping that if they just snip off to the loo, that there may be a change in look for the Bucks. But at the moment, well, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, and I'm sure you at home are as well. Now a double change by the looks of it here for Guiseley. Merris for left back goes off, and just waiting to see who comes on. Joe O'Neill will be coming on, the striker, and it's going to be Darren Stamp to go off. There's been a change in defence as well, just waiting for final confirmation. I think the man with the scoreboard has got it slightly wrong with the order that he's brought the replacements on. Joe O'Neill, the former Stalybridge man who scored 21 goals for them last season, comes on up front alongside Walshaw. He has had an ankle problem. We're back underway though. Here's Rogers winning the header.
The other change was at
Jerome Fitzgerald.
The Guiseley left back, Dave Merris, who was injured just now, he's gone off as well and making way for Jerome Fitzgerald.
Here's Joe O'Neill, breaks into the Telford penalty area. Good pace from him, but he runs it out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for Telford. There is no life in this Telford team, it seems. This game has flown by, and if they're not careful, it's going to fly past them.
Well, they've got less than 15 minutes now to try and get that goal and keep their season alive. Otherwise, it's another year in the Blue Square Bet North panning out in front of them.
If they did get themselves back on terms, then went on to win it, they would be promoted into the Football Conference, where they used to be back in 2004 before the club went out of business. They've had to work hard to get back to this stage, with 2 promotions since then. For Guiseley, it's their first season in the Blue Square North. Looks like if it stays this way, they will be doing the double. 2 promotions in 2 years.
Yeah, they're a club certainly on the up in terms of status, and they've got money and backing behind them, and they're making it count. You've got to hand it to the manager, Steve Kittrick, who's been left in charge all through the changes in the boardroom at Guiseley, and he's justified the faith that's been shown in him.
Telford are sitting deep here. Guiseley are having overrunning in this game. It's a free kick for the Bucks outside their penalty area. I think it's fair to say that the better team is leading here. Ryan Young now is going to take this free kick. He's in front of his own penalty area. Long ball up towards the penalty area. Brown looks to head it on. Here's Meechin. He's trying desperately hard, but Guiseley are so committed. Salmon with the cross in. He's been fouled, and it's going to be a free kick here for Telford, which Newton will take. And you just get a sense if Telford are going to get themselves back into the game, it's going to have to come from something like this, because in open play they are not creating anything at all.
Yeah, booking there for Gathan Rothery as well for that challenge on Will Salmon. So he's got to just be careful now as well. With 12 minutes to go, he's on a yellow card.
Newton waits to take it. Left-footed. Warshaw standing in front of him. Up there is Laurie, Meechin, Murray. Pretty much everybody for Telford. Only Will Salmon in the centre circle. Whipped in by Newton. Headed on. Murray! Oh, he scores! Liam Murray has got an equaliser for Telford! High fives in the commentary box. Murray, who's been out of the team for most of the season, may have given Telford a lifeline here. And a bit of over-exuberance from a couple of Telford fans who have run on the pitch, but it's all in good spirits. Murray with a header, and now will that deflate Guiseley? It's 2-2. We said it was a roller coaster ride, and that's what we've had. Can Telford go on and win it and get promotion?
What a header from Liam Murray. That's the one thing that Stuart Whitehead doesn't offer that Liam Murray does, that threat in the goal mouth. 5 goals for Murray this season now, even though he's only played about a third of it. Terrific goal from Murray, coming just 11 minutes from time, and suddenly the whole game feels different.
But here come Guiseley. Warshaw with a shot, it's over. Telford falling asleep. They've got to get themselves reorganised here. High drama at the Bucks' Head. Oh dear. Telford 2, Guiseley 2. Telford have equalised. Newton with a free kick, Murray with the header, and he couldn't have placed it any better into a bottom right hand corner. Drench again outstretched with his hands. Now Telford need to get that fighting spirit going. They've got a free kick outside the centre circle as well. They've just got to wish that this really prompts them into action. The attendance 5,436, Chris.
Yeah, terrific crowd. That's only been beaten once by AFC Telford. That was the Burscough game at the end of the 2007 season when there was 5,700 here. A terrific backing though from the Bucks fans. Newton with the free kick. Up again. Drench catches it this time. Now Telford need to get back in position. You just got to hope from a Telford point of view that it deflates Guiseley. They've shown great spirit, the Yorkshire side. They've been the better team. You just hope that it's a bit of luck that Telford need. Yeah, they scarcely deserve to be on level terms, if you're totally honest. Guiseley have played the better football, looked the more threatening, but impetus, momentum, such an important thing in football. To go Guiseley, they were 10 minutes away from promotion. They'll be feeling deflated right now. Telford will feel relieved, they'll feel confident again. Who knows, it could just change this game. Another free kick in quick succession here for Telford. Sean Parrish, who scored an important goal against Kendal to get promotion that year. Well, Sean, now you just hope that it will deflate Guiseley.
Definitely, the momentum is definitely with us now. Little things change the game. Did he need to bring Stamp off? Maybe he could have cleared the free kick. The geezer over the left hand side, he didn't have to make the tackle. And what about the ball in from Sean Newton? That's what made the goal. But a fantastic header. And I keep saying this, you can play as much pretty football in the middle third. What happens in the 2 penalty boxes? And at the moment, obviously now we've got it back to 2-2, and we look like we're going to go on to win this.
Sean Parrish, the former Telford midfielder that scored against Kendal here at the Bucks' Head for Telford to get that first promotion as the club was reborn after Telford United went out of business 7 years ago. They were demoted 3 divisions, and now they're looking to get back to where they used to be in the conference. It's 2-2. Now Laurie through to Traynor. Traynor on the halfway line for Telford. Out wide to his left hand side to Newton. Traynor gets it under control again. They've been very good at pressing forward the midfielders. Payton, also Baldry, but here comes Laurie. Now he's surely pulled there. Laurie's still going. Laurie, Meechin slips over. Meechin back on his feet. His shot's blocked by Ainge. Laurie blocks it. Now he can't get there ahead of Drench as he somehow tries to leap in front of him. The Telford have got to be careful on the counter-attack. It's going to be a throw-in on that right wing, midway inside their own half. Live coverage here on BBC Radio Shropshire 96 FM, and the Telford fans trying to get behind them here. Guiseley has handball on the halfway line against Robbery. Free kick for Telford. Let's look at the stopwatch. How long left? Remember, if it's level after 90 minutes, it's extra time, then possibly penalties. 7 minutes plus added on time to go. Will Salmon about to take this one. The free kick in front of the halfway line. Needs a good delivery. Needs a bit more magic. Murray with the header again, but he's beaten to it. Now Baldry brings it away for Guiseley. Telford, have they committed too many men forward here? Baldry through to O'Neill. Boschall's got it in the centre there. Out wide to Walshaw. Telford needs to get back. Walshaw shoots! Saved by Ryan Young. And Telford defensively have got to get that sorted out. That will be a real crime if they concede another goal by pushing too far forward.
I'll tell you what, the key thing for me there wasn't just a save from Young off that Walshaw shot, it was the fact he held it as well, because right at the back post, Baldry coming in marked would have had a tap in if Young hadn't been able to hold on to that.
Will Salmon's been in a battle, the right back. Walshaw has had a tremendous game. They just need Rogers to get it sorted out in that midfield. If Rogers can up his game 10%, that will give Telford a great chance. Here's Brown, oh, he slices it. Gilt-edge chance on the edge of the area. Nosebleed time, pressure situation, and he puts it high and wide. Do you agree? If Rogers can step up his game as the holding midfielder 10%, that will give him a really good chance of winning this game.
Yes, big day for Cole Rogers today. His 200th game for AFC Telford, and not really one of his best, unfortunately, so far on such a big pressure occasion. But Telford just showing a few signs now in these closing stages, and that from Andy Brown there was a great opportunity. The ball was sitting up to be hit.
Balls into the Telford half. Rogers wins the header. He's got lots underneath it. It's up all the way up towards the edge of the penalty area for Guiseley. It's kicked out of the stadium. Another throw in for the Bucks on that far side. This playoff final live on BBC Radio Shropshire. Telford 2, Guiseley 2, and we have 5 minutes plus added on time to go. Can Telford sneak it at the end here? Salmon with the throw to the near post. Brown gets a push in the back from Fitzgerald. Salmon back in. It's a good height for Murray. Headed away by Ainge, the captain. Only as far as Laurie. Laurie's now quickly closed down by two Guiseley players, and he's been tackled. Now they hold it up. O'Neill to Boschall. Boschall looking for Walshaw. That's the outlet. Salmon's got his work cut out here, but he defends well. That's the outlet every time, isn't it? And now that instead of Stamp, it's Walshaw they're going for. They think he's got the beating of Will Salmon by the looks of it.
And I'll tell you what, several times he has done. There's a reason they think that. Will Salmon's had a great season, but he's having a tough time against James
They're peppering
Walshaw.
the ball over there, aren't they?
I'm sure if Telford can somehow find a win in this, Will Salmon will be glad to get off that pitch, and he'll be pleased to see the back of James Walshaw.
Oh dear. Free kick then for Telford. Ryan Young will take it midway inside his own half. It's a long one in. Murray looks to head it on. Meechin will try and keep it in play. Now it strikes for Guiseley man finally. Meechin trying to get a corner here, cleared by Ellis, but he gives it away. Here's Newton on this left wing. Newton whips it in. That's a decent ball in, headed away by Ainge. Trainer now looks to bring it under control, who scored that last gasp equaliser against Nuneaton in the first leg of the playoff semi-final. Adams through to Rogers, but he can't get it under control. Rogers had a disappointing semi-final for me, and he's just carried that disappointing dipping form into this final today as well.
Well, he's showing a bit of urgency at the minute, and Telford have really picked up, and we're just seeing Guiseley in fact making another change here. You can see their managers reacting to how the game has changed. Luke Sharry coming on now for Gavin Rothery. I don't know too much about Luke Sharry now.
Well, Sharry, I know that it was between him and Payton to play against Boston in the semi-final. Does like to shoot from distance as well for Guiseley. A midfielder. Throw in here for Telford though, headed on by Brown. It's out of play, it's going to be a throw in. 2-2 is the scoreline. And not long left until possibly extra time here at the Bucks Head. Thrown forward, Joe O'Neill chests it out of play. And a throw in here for Telford. Salmon down the line, Brown looks to head it on. Now Sharry gets his first touch, hooks it forward. O'Neill holds on to it well. Where's the midfield here for Telford? Here's Luke Sharry, Rogers gets back. Navabore's through, it's an offside against Joe O'Neill. Good save from Ryan Young anyway. He wasn't to know that the flag had gone up.
For a second there, it was 4-on-3 for Guiseley as well, so I was really relieved to see that flag go up. Guiseley just catching Telford out with numbers on the counter-attack.
Well, I'm looking across to the Telford chairman, Lee Carter, and let's put it like this, he looks quite anxious.
No, he's not showing too much today, he's chewing away there. Maybe that's his Alex Ferguson impression. He's certainly chewing away on a piece of gum, trying to use up his nerves.
Salmon looking to thread it through. Laurie looks to chest it into a path for Meechin. The centre half did well there, I'll tell you, because Meechin could have been through. Here's Luke Sharry through to O'Neill. Telford really need to sort out that midfield though. Newton straight down the middle. Brown could shoot! Saved by Drench! Brown nearly scoring the winner for Telford. Fine save from Stephen Drench to his left-hand side. I'll tell you what, Telford have a knack of playing against goalkeepers who have blinders against them. Southend, the replay at Rootsaw. Mildenhall, was it, who had a fantastic game against them on that day. You just wish that Telford's luck is going to change here. Right at the death. Newton is going to take this corner. He'll whip it in. Rogers comes in. It's towards the back post, punched away by the keeper. He's done well there, Drench. It's actually stayed in play. Ellis up to Sharry. Adams wins it in the left channel. Traynor holds on to it. He's got Murray behind him. Traynor needs options here, and he's got them. He's got Meechin on this left wing. Meechin on his right boot. Cross comes in, headed away by Ainge. Murray needs to get there ahead of Walshaw. Walshaw muscles him off, and now Walshaw brings it up down the halfway line. Down their left-hand side, Walshaw inside and out. Let's have a word with Sean Parrish. And if you're going to bring him down, Sean, that's the best place to do it, isn't it, on the halfway line?
That's a good booking, that is. Sometimes you've got to take a booking for the team, and he definitely did then. But we've got the momentum now. I think obviously I can only see if obviously Andy Brown's shot would have gone in, then it would have been game over. But it looks like it's going to go into extra time. I don't think guys can play any better. They've made the changes. I don't know what strength and depth they've got. I know we can play better. We have obviously nine minutes. So it might not go to extra time.
4 minutes. It was a 9 though, you were right.
Deliberate mistake. No, we've got to now just go into this now and defend this cross first from the right.
Break off, here's Walshaw against Killock, and he's been tackled by Killock. He's been quiet today, Shane Killock. Needs somebody like him to step up as well. Here he is again, the captain. Man on. Kicks it down the line. Meechin's in behind Tolson. Meechin takes it forward. He's got to bring it back. He dinks it in. Headed away by Ainge. Needed more elevation on it because Traynor was waiting on the back post.
Yeah, definitely now. I think I said they're starting to panic now, and I can't see them playing any better. We haven't played great, but I say we've got the momentum now, and I think at this moment in time I can only see one win, and that'll be AFC Telford.
Here's Walshaw. Adams throws a foot at it. Sean Parrish there, the former Telford United midfielder, with me, Nick Southall and Chris Hudson. Live coverage here on BBC Radio Shropshire, the home of AFC Telford United. Telford 2, Guiseley 2. We are into injury time. Here's Brown on the halfway line. If it stays this way, it's extra time. Then possibly penalties to define who will go up into the conference. Meechin on the right wing. It's going to be a corner here for Telford. Telford have a corner right at the end of this game.
Tell you what, that's Telford's 9th corner of this match. Guiseley haven't even had one. But I think Telford would love to win this. Not a single one.
Feels like it.
They had pressure, but not a corner. Telford would love to win this in 90, inside the 90. I think if it goes to extra time, it does give Kittrick a chance to talk to his team, settle them down again. Let's see if Telford can somehow nick it here.
Can they do it? Newton with the corner, headed away by Fitzgerald. High in the air. Adams can't get the ball back out to Newton. It's Salmon on the halfway line. Guiseley don't push out. It's back in. Murray's underneath it. Brown! Rogers! Oh, he can't head it goalwards. Can't head it goalwards. Golden opportunity.
Certainly looked like half a chance there. Good ball into the box, knocked down by Brown. I was looking around for a minute to see if there was a push in Rodgers back or something, but no appeal from the Telford players.
Salmon with a throw on the far side. Telford's right, headed away by Fitzgerald. Laurie chests it down. Now the clearance is blocked against him. Showery slips over. Adams picks it up for Telford in midfield. Oh, he's been clattered into. But here's Brown. He may run against the defenders. Good ball in. They've scored! Telford are going up! Phil Trainer with the winner! Brilliant header from Phil Trainer. Oh, what a header that was! Trainer came from absolutely nowhere. Brilliant ball in from Brown on the right wing, and Telford are just seconds away from getting promoted back into the conference.
Sometimes a script, Nick, is just written in the stars. Phil Trainer missed the playoffs 2 years ago. He missed the semi-final just a week ago because of a family wedding, and 3 minutes into injury time, he's popped up with what looks now like is going to be the most important goal in the history of AFC Telford.
And by our reckoning, we've got 30 seconds left to go. We'll stay standing for this one. Telford are on the verge of going up into the football conference. They were 2-1 down just after half time. They are now leading by 3 goals to 2. There's not long left to go here. It's kick-off for Guiseley. Everybody sits down again. It's pumped forward. Murray looks to get underneath it. He slips over. Now it's Ainge looking for one final chance. Baldry on this right wing. Baldry looks to get the cross in. And it's in towards the back post. Walshaw kicked away by Murray. Now Fitzgerald puts it in. Headed away by Murray. Laurie kicks it forward. Here's Meechin. This could be it. Meechin's through down the left wing. Alex Meechin just needs to hold on to it here. Guiseley get plenty of men back. Meechin to Adams. Have you ever known a game like it? Adams takes it to the corner. He's been brought down. It's going to be a throw-in for Telford next to the corner flag. And surely seconds to go.
Simpson there was screaming at Andy Meechin to take it into the corner. We are over the 4 minutes here.
The Telford chairman, Chris Lee Carter, can't bear to watch. Seconds away from promotion, Telford. The fans around us, the party has started. The ball's through! Telford are promoted to the conference. It's a pitch invasion here of a Bucks Head. Telford have won by 3 goals to 2. Would you ever have thought that Telford would do it? Third time lucky, and Telford are promoted to the top flight of non-league football. It's a pitch invasion here of a Bucks Head. 7 years ago, Telford United went out of business. They were demoted 3 divisions. They've had 2 promotions since, and now they are back into the conference. They've won by 3 goals to 2.